a new trailer for a Marvel movie dropped. I don't know if you've seen this. Hopefully we won't have to cut this out, but has everyone seen this or not?
Yep, I did.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I
cannot tell a lie, but
yeah.
it's worth it to see the apathy phase fully set in. It feels like a Disney Plus. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
Well, let's look at it together. It's a little longish on the trailer side. It may pause at certain
It's a
points.
teaser and it's 3 minutes.
That's not a teaser. It's a minute.
Trailer.
That's a trailer.
I think that I watched this morning. I think they're really trying hard to make this a thing. This is this should go direct to Disney Plus along with the new Captain America. But let's take a look at this. Alan, if you would mute me and unmute me.
Yes.
Here we go. We'll watch it. 3.5 minutes. Okay, here we go.
I click leave on porch. Your subordinates will be reported to DoorDash HQ.
Alexi, it's me. Open up.
Elena? Hold on! Elena!
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about the wait. It was an important call. Highly classified. Lot of work. Many irons in fire.
You feel fulfilled?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so full. So filled.
Oops.
This song, how is it so predictable that they do the slow or rearranged version of an iconic song? Where Is My Mind? Pixies utilized amazing in Fight Club. Is this trend gonna die one day, or
better than a rap song like we saw in every other big thing that ruins the trailer at the end?
Well, Gladiator 2, which we will not show, thankfully did not use modern music. It's what you would think. I'll continue here. Any thoughts so far?
Yeah, I love goofy Marvel. That's always worked.
So hot right now.
Silly Marvel.
Witches.
Yeah.
How do you open a trailer in someone's shitty apartment?
Right.
Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I understand where they're going for this, but Marvel needs to reestablish itself as a brand that's going to take us places where we haven't gone before. And I understand why they're opening it this way, but this doesn't exactly scream big budget. This doesn't exactly scream, I need to run out to the theater and see this. Wow.
I wonder, did this cost less than The Acolyte?
I will just say there's a lot I noticed of like, they're trying to evoke Civil War grounded, not Civil War, the original Winter Soldier grounded, smaller. Yeah.
Let's continue.
But why do you ask this? What brings you here?
There is something wrong with me. An emptiness.
Disney's cry for
I'm
help.
just drifting. And I don't have purpose. I thought throwing myself into work was the answer.
With your feet on the air, your head on the ground. Yeah.
Oh no.
Who are you?
I'm Bob.
Bob.
Who sent you, Bob?
Nobody. You were all sent?
Everyone here has done bad things. Shadow ops. Robbing government labs. Contract kills.
Yeah, so?
So, someone wants us gone.
It's the plot set of Predators.
What the hell?
We're brought up with this belief that there are good guys And there are bad guys.
What's the plan?
This could get messy.
So they just rip off a stunt from The Dark Knight.
There's a bunch of things they've ripped off.
You can't tell, but that's Elaine from Seinfeld, who has no gravitas whatsoever. Look, I like her as a comedic actress. She was in a drama earlier this year that I thought was not good. I don't like her as this character. I think she actually delivers what I think is a great line, that there are bad guys and there are worse guys, but it just it's weightless.
No resonance, yeah.
It's weightless to me. Should we continue? Any other comments?
Almost over.
Okay, almost over. Let's get it over.
Eventually, you come to realize that there are bad guys and there are worse guys and nothing else. Look at you. So adorable.
Don't worry, she's bulletproof. What happened to bulletproof? It's bulletproof-ish.
Is that Bucky?
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
I feel like if Marvel had been good for a while, that maybe we would receive this differently, but it hasn't, and we're not receiving this very well.
No. But here's the thing, here's the thing for me with the Marvel movies. One of the things I've always loved about them is spending time with the characters, right? Because I thought they had really, fun and interesting characters, and that's that's the thing that really I love about the Marvel universe, right? But then, look, I actually have to say I am looking forward to this movie because I like some of these characters and seeing their further journeys. But it did slowly creeping in when I watched this trailer for the first time this morning. There was a sense of, oh, this is Marvel's Suicide Squad.
It's 100. Well, they've always had the Thunderbolts as a Suicide Squad. That's why they asked it to go. It's not even.
I never read the comics.
No, but they didn't know. Like the Thunderbolt story was way better than that, man. They turned into the Suicide Squad eventually, but originally the Thunderbolts were a team. They were supposed to be good guys put together by Baron Zemo, right? And they were calling themselves something different. And then they got exposed that, oh, these are just all old villains who, have jumped into the media to become these heroes, right? And it was all just a ruse. And they could have went with a story like that. And I get that, maybe that's just too far gone at this point with Marvel, and they had to just go with the Suicide Squad angle. But the problem is we already had the Suicide Squad. Yeah. And that's what this is now.
Well, also, there was that sense of dread, like as the trailer, like this is for being a long trailer, it was like I was slowly realizing this over the course of the 2.5, 3 minutes. I was like, oh.
And the thing that sucks is I like all of the actors in that, and I feel bad for them. I feel like what a waste, man.
Here's what I think the trailer does badly. And the older I get, the more I realize the reason I've loved genre material, science fiction, fantasy material, and horror my whole life is there's always a premise that interests me. Whether it's not just a werewolf, but give me a werewolf that's James Bond, like in Robert McCammon's The Wolf's Hour, or do something where I'm like, oh, the possibilities are there. What this trailer doesn't do is tell you what this team is going to be doing in the Marvel universe. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. This movie might as well not exist in the Marvel universe. We know these characters are MCU, but what does this movie have to do with the MCU itself? And that's what I found. I know it's a teaser, but why am I watching this movie? How does this movie relate to the other 30 plus movies that I've been watching? Because everything has to relate in some way to the greater Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is coming on the heels of Captain America, Brave New World. And maybe there's something that happens in there that this is picking up on. But there's not even an inkling other than, oh, it's an espionage team, which could be on any streamer or whatever. But this is an MCU misfit team put together to do what? They don't even hint. And all we get at the end is a car stunt in the middle of the desert between Bucky and a limo.
Oh, but it looked
Not
like the
exact-
beginning of Iron Man. So that's why. Because remember the beginning of Iron Man, Rob? You liked Iron Man, and it looks like the stretch of road when he gets attacked.
Yeah, but that even in that, it was a lot of fun because in that stretch of in Iron Man, we even saw in the trailer what kind of a guy Tony Stark was, and he's traveling with the military and everything. And because we saw that over 30 movies ago, haven't we progressed? I mean, the MCU by definition asks you to care about that universe. The universe itself is one of the draws. And while, like Paul, I love these actors. I like the characters. It looks like they've updated Taskmaster, and it looks like that's interesting. But what are they doing?
Joining us
What does it
late,
have to do with the MCU?
my friend, film producer, screenwriter, filmmaker Jim Agnew is joining us. He asked to be on because we're going to talk about the substance. We're doing the reaction to the Thunderbolts trailer, so we're talking all things Marvel. Jim, how's it going?
Good. I just watched the trailer with you guys backstage. I have one thought, and what I was thinking about is that, they talk about in music scenes, like when there was heavy metal in the 80s and grunge music, there's always like the innovators, and there's people who copy them, and then there's a copy of a copy, and that's what kills music scenes. It's like a copy of a copy of a copy. And watching that trailer, I'm like, okay, Thunderbolts is like a copy of Black Widow. Black Widow was a copy of Winter Soldier. It's like they just keep copying. It's like, Xerox, you keep losing a level every time you keep copying the stuff.
Keep stepping on the good stuff, and we're not getting the high we used to, and I won't stand for it anymore. We need to just cut it cold turkey.
Exactly.
I'm sure there's a Human Centipede reference in there somewhere, but I just can't put it together right now.
Yeah. I think it looks fine. I don't. The thing is, I'll say this: I don't hate it. I actually don't hate it.
I don't
It's
either.
just, how does this fit in? Do we need this movie?
I'll tell you why.
It feels inconsequential. It feels like, okay,
Yes.
we're gonna get another Marvel movie. It's gonna be yet in the long line of Marvel movies. I just don't care. It's not consequential. Doesn't feel important.
Right.
We're seeing a lot of characters that, some of these characters have only appeared once on, I guess US Agents only appeared like once or twice maybe, and I haven't been able to really get into these characters. I just don't care. I mean, sure, it might be a good movie. I'll definitely watch it. But a trailer should build hype and anticipation, and this didn't do any of that for me. It just felt like another trailer, and I'm like, all right, cool, another trailer.
Yeah, but it was
See
only
what
a
happens.
teaser.
And by the way, they are going to have to reintroduce all of these characters because, the one Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, how many years ago was that? 8 years ago? Some of the characters were introduced in the Disney Plus series, and the Disney Plus numbers, the biggest thing on Disney Plus is Blue's Clues.
No,
Disney
it's
adults-
Bluey. It's Bluey.
No, Bluey. That's right. Sorry, Bluey. I don't know what it is. It's for little kids. Okay. I'm just saying that people are not aware of this. They are going to have to reintroduce all these characters again. So
They weren't popular the first time. Spoiler. So
yeah, I'll tell you why I hate this.
What's the running time of the
I'm
movie?
getting sick and tired of comic Marvel, of comedy Marvel. When Iron Man came out, when Thor came out, when Captain America came out, it was all dramatic, very serious. There was not comedy. It wasn't until Guardians of the Galaxy that came in, and it became a comedy, and it should have because it took place in space. But when it was on Earth, it was deadly serious. And this just opens up with I'm going to report you to DoorDash HQ. Marvel has gone off book by making everything a comedy now because they think everything needs to be a James Gunn movie, basically.
Well,
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. Any final thoughts before we pivot to Agatha?
I'll say one thing though, what Alan was just talking about. I think a lot of these writers now think that making the characters sad saps or just kind of dipshits is what makes them a character. So it's like, let's make him a loser. Okay, he's complaining about DoorDash. His place is dirty. It's like, you know what? Character, action character. You need to see people do badass stuff because they're badass characters, not, complain about DoorDash.
Can you make Captain America patriotic today?
Right. How hard is that?
It's very
So,
hard. That's
there
the
we go.
problem.
I'll tell you an issue I have. Honestly, it's the premise, right? Because as far as I know, what last I read about the movie is that they're supposed to be fighting the Sentry, right? Who is literally
Good luck.
Who is literally Marvel's version of Superman. So they put together a team of people with no abilities except for like a few, except for like U.S. Agent and Ghost, I think, have abilities, right, to fight Superman. And this is the problem I had with Suicide Squad, man. It's like in the comics, all of these teams had various types of characters on that team with different power levels, right? Some were really strong, some were, assassin levels, some actually had real abilities, man. And they fought other superpowered beings. So you have now just this team of pretty much soldiers fighting Superman, right? And sure, and somehow they're going to win.
Well, this is more like The Boys, I guess, than Suicide Squad. But I'm having some problems with my internet. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Cool.
I just hate when they take a cool concept of a team and then they reduce it down to, oh, they're just soldiers, right? When in the comics, all these people have different abilities.